have pulled themselves back together. It looked a little sketchy, but they managed to consolidate without too many issues from New Happy.
He had Halo on Mortar there for a second, and it looked like T5 might be in a bit of trouble, but they come over the hill and they find a beautiful little car fort and deployable cover just waiting for them. Never mind thinking about how those guys died there. But
pay no attention.
yeah, I feel like Captain Kurt's giving Halo the directions on where to send this one, and T5 might be in a little bit of a spot here if they're not careful.
Oh my
Ranger
goodness.
X gets almost taken down. Do they have any more in the tank though?
Not sure how many mortars, but that is about spot on as you want. It was about 150, I think, so he's going a little shorter there on the distance. As you can see, Sparky now trying to set up on the hill to give him or feed him as much information as possible. The second mortar now, all with deployable cover, and it lands right in between T5.
Oh my goodness, everything's falling from the sky right now. Mortars, deployable covers, the trees are even dying here. James is going to get taken out by Ice Hockey, so FaZe will go down in 10th place. And how many mortars does Halo have left in the bag? They are still landing here, though. Goodness gracious, T5, they are dancing and staying alive through this onslaught.
We saw 4EM start to peek over to see what was going on. What's all the commotion about? You have so many mortars landing on the side, deployable cover. Yeah, but this is good for T5 as long as they can survive the mortar onslaught, which I think at this point TSM is almost out of. They have so much more cover to work with that new utility grenade, which is just, I think, one of the. I wish it was on all the maps. I love that utility.
We get it set up, but one now with their backs up against the blue. Type is still eating a little bit of damage here with the Galaxy, just giving all they can handle. Now Server is actually doing an angle up the back of Haven, so he's going to have to, once again, Type how much damage he's taken. He's trying to do as much as he can to keep his team alive while they go for that race. They do get it off, so he is back on his string.
They've done a good job of consolidating in some of these fights. When they lose members, they do tend to get back on their feet fairly quickly, as they're going to lose Type all the way in the blue. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get that one unless they wipe Luna Galaxy. Galaxy now starting to make their push on the opposite side of this ridge.
It's like Type was kind of donating himself over just to make sure the rest of his team could survive a little bit longer, and it works perfectly. But Type has just been a huge impact player on that squad, so it hurts to miss him for this late game. We'll see where they decide to go. TSM, meanwhile, lose Kurt. They lose Halo. It's all down to Sparky. T5, they still have all 4 players left alive in their deployable fortress, as it were, at this point. Cerberus, they've been hanging out inside this city. They're 4 strong, but they've got to leave here soon.
Cerberus have done a lot of damage to the teams that have rotated on the west side. They pretty much dispatched of half of FW before they were able to recover. You can see Tonke trying to find something to play, but it's going to be Day Trade on the opposite side, sandwiching. It's an SEA sandwich right there onto FW. You also have 4EM currently sitting in the southwestern edge of that circle, trying to find angles on this, and then New Happy on the south also looking for some sort of opening to just get rid of the teams on their southwestern edge so they can start to focus on the teams in front of them.
Look at this, Tonke going for the hero play, going to pick up Raze, get him out of there. Rejoin us, maybe get the revive off. Fortunately for them, there's just nowhere for him to go. I mean, they're going to go for send it for the same rock, but Cerberus has already sent one there, so Jaime in perfect position. 6X comes around the side as 4AM is beaten and bruised, and he finds the last one. Luna Galaxy still in it as well. They've got long-range vision, and Vinny gonna find him. 5 kills now for Luna. You talk about a team rolling a good performance into the next game.
Exactly what they need, and so far so good. They're gonna have to rotate now towards the east side. On the south, you still have T5 there. Don't forget about Sparky the Soul. Day Trade have found their opportunity, but it's gonna be New Happy to ruin it for them as they are just using this road ridge to perfection.
New Happy coming alive again the late game. Belmont, the last player up for Day Trade, and he's doing something on HSM. New Happy left alive under 0 pressure. They have a beautiful ridge line to work with. Nobody looking in their direction. To take shots at whoever they spot out here. Angle onto him, but ZP-Yan will go down to Sololzi. So that is 4 a.m. out. Belmoth still alive for day trade. There you go. He's going to get spotted out by Ming Ming, sparking the last solo player alive for TSM as Cerberus have turned their attention off to the north to deal with Luna Galaxy.
Yeah, good decision. Just take the fight in the north first, and then once you clear that, then you can focus on the team to the south. There's no reason to split your members between two different fights on opposite sides of this circle. And so Luna Galaxy still fighting back, though. Did have damage and a potential knock, but no, just like that, it's going to be Haisaki and Himas to just delete Luna and send him back to the lobby.
This has been a problem for Cerberus all day, keeping Haisaki alive to the late game. He has just been going down so early, and you can see what a difference it makes when he is there, and he can be a shotgun rider here for Himas, as they are 4 up on complete control of the north here. T5 going to try to clear out what's left of Sparking and TSM, and they will do so. Padampong will be the one to do it. 2 kills now for T5. They have control over the east, so it's a 4v4v4 end here in the craziest part of this map.
Yeah, this central position, Poro, on this hill is quite smooth, quite open, so to speak. Still, though, T5 has that ridge. They have so much cover. We talked about the deployable fortress, as you called it, on this area, so they don't necessarily need to take too many risks here. It's really going to be up to New Happy, but you know, as soon as New Happy starts to incur knocks, they start to take the fight. That's going to be Cerberus coming in the third party. They move the cover. They actually knock down Fluky.
They get Fluky, but they take the knock on a Shaozi in the meantime. So T5, they have a little bit of an opening here to try to push it. Look at Cerberus. They hear all this. They see this going in the kill feed, and they're starting to take position here. See if they can maybe get advantage. Catch T5 by surprise.
Let's go Kushinki. It was too boring installed, man. It's too boring.
Playing around on that ridge line, smoke walls coming down. Cerberus, they're still starting to head over this direction, but maybe not as aggressively as we were expecting.
No, but they have taken complete control of the circle. This is a fantastic play coming from Cerberus because they don't want to peek over too early. They still need to see a couple more knocks before they completely commit, but now you see Dunkmar, you see Sololzi starting to make their way over here. New Happy have managed to found a corner in the circle, but T5 is still fighting back. AZ will fall first.
Adapon landed big shots once again. Ranger X, we saw him pull off some magic in the group stage, and look at that, New Happy is down to 1, and Cerberus coming over at the perfect time as well. Ranger X, the last player alive
only
for
one
T5,
squad.
1 up for New Happy as well, as he's going to spot out Non, so Theraton 5 will secure second place. Will he say, like, do you go down to blue?
Watch
here,
out, watch out, you're going to them, man.
He's gonna spot him, get some low, he's going to go down to blue, and Cerberus get the victory.
Taking that early game compound, funneling all the teams away from them, and then when the teams did crash, like FW, played the north side. I love the decision. New Happy and Luna just go straight up towards Luna. That was a phenomenal game from Cerberus, and they still managed to pick up a healthy amount of kills.
No, it's a beautiful play, and actually, as you mentioned, a great call to focus everybody onto Luna and to not take a single knock in the process as well. If they take a knock there, they might open up the door for New Happy. But either way, Cerberus gets a big victory here on day 2 of the grand final.
Marketing. I see one.
Easy peasy cleanup for the 3-headed Hound of Hell as they were able to just come along over the ridge line. What's going on between T5 and New Happy and say, oh, cheers, boys. That was nice.
Yeah, they were the beneficiary of, I would say, probably the most cover called in ever, and being able to walk in right into the thick of what was like 4 or 5 teams that were all intersecting in that position at different points. It was a very chaotic northeastern circle that we almost never see in competitive.
You ever been to one of those paintball like arena places where they do the inflatable big triangle?
Yeah.
It was like I was loving the that little location. Because actually, without all of that deployable cover, there was like 3 trees. So that would have been way less interesting.
That's all it was. And I found it funny because we saw more of the cover just keep getting dropped as more and more mortars just kept getting dropped on top of it at the same time.
Yeah, so we had TSM obviously trying to kind of strike
They're in this house.
against
Marker.
5 in that location, and we had a lot of mortars going the way as well as point on Freaks. Unfortunately, they fell victim to 4 AM. But again, with an area like this, you saw it as Ayla brought so many shells and mortars with him to try and dislodge those teams across the road. I think it's good. I think it's really good for teams trying to figure out these locations where there are dips. They're going to be a little bit more apprehensive.
And we had a couple of very interesting things happen in this. Cerberus waited until the later stages of the game to become really alive. Through the Galaxy, while we do some go out there, also did manage to string together a couple of kills, later stages for them. So now starting into the sill side, and it was all up on top of each other. It was New Happy T5.
Die,
and Cerberus was
motherfuckers.
just like, hey, thanks for the victory. I appreciate it. Just I won before at the end.
Yeah, I get why New Happy does it as well, though. I mean, like, their scouting yielded the information of that they're on 5. They have people up on the hill, clearly. They have people in the dip. What are we going to do? We're going to try and divide and conquer that as quickly as possible. Just
Get
an
your
absolute
chip.
ram raid into that deployable covered area.
And hit one with Gar while they did.
Did work a little bit. However, you know, it kind of stalemates, goes a little bit longer, drags out, you take wounds, and then suddenly Cerberus is there to pick up the pieces. And so I don't mind the move by New Happy, especially since yesterday, yes, you got yourself 2 wins, New Happy, but it was very much off the back of some good compounds, some good positions, and then you didn't really do much more from that fire. Appreciate the proactiveness.
And we also saw Day Trade playing in that same area. There weren't a lot of good positions that you could play down in the southwest for several circles, so it was pretty much send it into the only place that you could maybe make a play out of, and that's what you had to do. And yeah, early knock to kick it all off, but really it's just those 2 squads demolished each other, and Cerberus was trying to catch in to see if maybe they could steal some kills and couldn't even get there in time.
About time Cerberus got themselves a win, right? I mean, they've not been doing bad by any means.
Yeah,
they're well up there and trying to compete here for that #1 spot, but it's good to see the win coming along.
Well, it's a different Cerberus. Usually we've seen a very hot and cold
That's a
Cerberus,
wall.
right? They get like 20
Let's
kills
go, let's
and
go.
then a
Let's go
victory,
call your
or
friend.
They get nothing. So far in this PGS, we've been seeing them play a lot more, I guess, consistently, which, if anything, is pretty scary because we know that they still have their pop-off moments due at any given time.
Well, our numbers will look very similar to our previous rondo where we previously finished here. I think
They are
the
in
Circle
this
Gods are telling us
house.
something. It's like, you think that there's only 5 circles? I'm down.
And we made a joke on the first day. We're like, oh, we never see it go over into the desert. And then naturally,
Yeah,
there it
2
goes.
of them. And you get some very even numbers across the board here in terms of kills. Not a huge flashy game by any means, by any bit. But Cerberus plays it steady, tested, and true in that compound is able to flex out.
Bottom of the leaderboard, 4 Angry Men, finally finding some kills,
Yes,
getting some
yes.
points out of this one. This is a very big game for them. Maybe they can start to get something rolling. This is our halfway point. You gotta start making something happen. So 4 Angry Men at least stringing a pretty good game together. I won't call it a great game, but it's a pretty good game.
So, yeah, I'm curious as to whether or not the damage is enough for high sack. The damage difference is enough for him.
रंजन पास लिया है क्या
Look of
तुमने
this house, there too.
300 some damage, but
इस बार का
I think
black
probably
market
him
वाला?
as
3
well.
knocks. I mean, and 300 more damage. Okay, surely. Okay.
वो मेरा
let's
माइक
go.
म्यूट है
And before it's duck mice somehow.
Yeah. The damage is just too much of a difference maker. So he will be the #1 here for Cerberus. Because, I mean, yeah, it's him.
And once they finally left the compound, he was actually taking on 2 different squads. You could see that his team separated out. It was a 2-2 split, one to the south, one that went over to the west.
Come, it's clear.
And
Come.
the
This
southern
way,
side
this
of
way.
it, he was sitting there spraying into squads, and then the other duo would bump into somebody, and he'd just like lean over, get a knock, and then go back into the southern fight.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is just scary.
There were 1 or 2 moments as we take a look at the match leaderboard here where I was thinking to myself, is anyone else just shoot at anybody other than him? Because we were musing over the idea of, well, the other guys are just kind of spotting
Do you have
people out,
smoke?
marking people, and then telling him, shoot there, him, shoot there.
The other 3 just emote wildly, go, look at me, look at me, look at me, shoot at me instead of him, us.
No, shoot this way. All right, well, it's 84 points at the moment for 17 up towards top. Twisted Minds now just 2 points behind them, but just close to that as well. Daytrick, TSM, Cerberus. There's a little bit of a gap from there on out, but it doesn't mean that a single win can't get you up there.
FaZe been on a big climb today so far, finding a lot of points in it. New Happy's still going to be rewarded off of their performance inside the last game.
Of that
T5
house?
Also just nipping right at their heels. Right side of the leaderboard still very compacted as well. As you can see, Gingy is just going to be right back behind T5, but then we get the drop down again into just Falcons, T1.
Take cover, my G, take cover.
Points by
Ah, you
far,
got
again,
him.
as you mentioned.
Yeah,
GG.
Like they find themselves third last at the
We'll
moment.
go finish him. Let's
Only
go finish him.
3 placement points. I want to see more of the angry men that we saw in some of that group stage. They were being a bit more proactive about.
He's
their
in the second
positioning,
floor.
trying to find themselves good spots, and maybe they can do it here on Tago.
I mean, the last game was at least some type of motivation, right? You got some kills out of it, managed to string something. Can you do it yet again is the big question.
Definitely so. All right, well, we are getting ready to head to the Korean Peninsula once again. Just a few seconds left before we get into this game. So let's do it. It's time to Tago, baby, as we head on over to the casters for all of the action.
Thank you, James. It is indeed time to Tago, and boy, oh boy, is it starting to get close up there in
It
the
is.
top 5.
Hey, you know, it was 3, now it's 5, but
Could it be 6?
boy, if it's gonna be, it's better be quick because that gap is starting to develop there. You see 20 points between 5th and 6th there. FaZe, despite, I mean, you feel great for that 9-kill win, but it's like, all right, job's not done, man. You got a lot of work still left to do. That's tough.
Yesterday, to see what we have to offer, we obviously saw that disgusting display of circle ship. I
Can't
guess
see that
that's the
guy.
word.
Did he die?
Circle ship. Circle navigation.
There you go.
That Tago game was about as perfect as you can ask any team to play. And also something to note about that. So TSM had a 19-point game or kill game. But we also
Does he have a sniper?
PGS with a 20-kill game, and we've seen Twisted with a 20. There's been a lot of incredibly high-kill games from multiple teams coming out of both PGS 5 and 6.
It sure does. Seems like Tago might be the one where people decide to really pop off here. At least it has been historically so far this tournament, last tournament. Maybe this time we'll get lucky as we see that circle center up favoring mostly south. I doubt we'll see too many teams opting to stay north. The Falcons being over in Palace. Freaks going a little bit north, and T1 they're a little bit close on that to the river on that western edge, but they are just kind of taking everything on that western side. So it'll be interesting to see where these guys decide to go. Day trade really close to that center circle here. Is a header. Who knocked you? Who got you low, buddy? Who hurt you? Oh, it's Day trade.
Oh, day trade. Once again, make sure to visit PUBG Esports to check out the team's separate perspective, especially if you have a team that you love. Many of the top teams currently being followed, but yeah, looking at the circle, most of the teams are actually already in. A lot of the circles we've seen yesterday, today, we've got finals.
Bike.
But we got a chance to talk to Little Ghost.
Someone ran away.
中间也有很多的失误，然后在 PGS6我们做了汇总，然后在决赛的时候做了很多的准备，这是今天能打得不错的原因吧。在我们知道是跟 New Happy 2打3的决赛圈过后，然后其实我跟我的队友还是非常有信心的，但是对面的明明。
Enemy on orange.
We go respect where it's due there from Little Ghost on to Ming Ming, but again, you know, we said it already earlier today. 17, it just feels like they have been due for so long, especially considering how much success they have and what good positions they put themselves in going into the final days of these tournaments. We just got to see them clutch it out.
I also think it speaks to their mentality when he says we made a lot of mistakes and got second. He didn't say, we played well, we got second, we were so close. He's like, no, we made a lot of mistakes. We should have won that event. That's the mentality he said that they went into VOD review for PGS 6. They're working on their shot calling, and I mean, again, they find themselves in the top 3, first place currently by 2 points, but still the consistency, as you're stating, from 17 is.
But I mean, that's just the thing this year, especially in 2024. You just can't seem to gain separation the way you used to. Even if you're having just this tournament, there's always 2 or 3 or 4 teams that are balling out just as much as you are, and that are right behind you. So you can't get that separation. You got to play through all 18 games. It takes all 18 to win this thing. So right now, we'll see if Xiaobei can maybe start off a little something here on Tego as he is spotted out as a Kraken, and the Kraken, well, he's got a Panzer
I was
Faust.
gonna say that's a hell of
Good thing to have.
especially when you're getting pushed. But speaking of Panzerfaust's raise, now coming into Day Trade's compound. Oh, he just switched, but he's gonna turn around. He's gonna find Belmoth. Okay, so he's gonna get the knock and flush. It's actually rare for Day Trade here to lose one early so far. They've been so good at keeping 4 members alive.
I mean, it almost feels like it's the first and we saw the same thing happen in Navi, right? Like they got so much circle luck, quote unquote, for teams that are used to playing on the edge. It's almost unlucky because now you're getting it from all sides, and it's hard to defend, and it's hard to have eyes looking in every direction. So sometimes you just get taken by surprise, and just like that, it's going to happen to Day Trade. We those impressive grenade numbers in Farpo.
And also to speak on that with Day Trade here, they're also in a huge city, right? So it's kind of hard to know exactly where someone is going to be, and it's so easy to share that city with 2, 3, 4 sometimes even teams. So yeah, that one's unfortunate for Day Trade, but they still keep 3 alive as TDT starting to get punished actually for a lot of those splits in early game positions that we talked about them doing so well to not get punished. It seems that, I don't know if teams have figured it out or they're just starting to slip a little bit, but TDT have lost quite a few members early in these last couple games.
Definitely come back on the early. See. Ooh, he's going to go down. Good shot from James as Faye's going to keep it going. After that victory, a decent performance last game, although going out in 10th place. They did manage to get 6 kills, and now they've got Luna Galaxy dead to rights as James will find another one. Vinny going to go down, and the rest of Luna just trying to get out of Dodge alive.
So they have found consistency in the first couple games. It looked like they were starting to pick up in face. Put a big stomp on that as they're going to run with their tails tucked in between their legs now. And I just hope this doesn't become a situation where Luna just decides to start sending it. Just find a position to play and hunker down as 2. Do the best that you can. And just above them is going to be 17 Gaming. And to their east, no surprise, is Twisted Minds taking control of pretty much the entire east side of the circle in Phase 1.
Almost like a tale of 2 teams, really, with Luna Galaxy and FaZe both struggling they're finding some success, but not as much as they would like. And then they both have really big games on that Erangel game. FaZe collecting a win, and Luna Galaxy collecting a boatload of kills, and turned that good performance into another good performance, and now setting themselves up here. Just wasn't able to get traction. So we'll see what they can do with 2 from here on out. 17, as you mentioned, very close over there, and fortunately for Luna, they did not crash the compound that Luna ended up retreating to, so they should be safe for now.
I am curious, though, if 17 was able to spot out that it was just a duo that went to that compound. Do they have the information that it's just 2? Because if they do need to eventually, right now their position is good, but if they need to eventually crash that compound or put some more pressure on it, they should know, or maybe they do know already, that it's just a duo currently hiding out in that center compound. So we also have now, it looks like Gen G. They're also central. They're taking shots from Day Trade, and it's actually going to be Norins to find Adam.
See if they can get that very close here, but not close enough. The risk of running in for utility, I don't think. So I think they'll probably just hold the line for the time being. Looks like pretty much everybody has made their way into zone, with the exception of Theraton Live, still all the way out to the north. Blue zone tickling at their heels. And Falcons hanging out in Palace, still north of the river, have not made the cross just yet. How much that has to do with Freaks over by Fishing Camp or Cerberus over in the compound just to the south of that bridge, I don't know. We'll have to see how Falcons decides to approach this later on.
And I do kind of worry about Falcons coming in late, as you said, with Cerberus in a 2-2 split, and also KDF currently at that bridge. I mean, they have a path through, but even then they're
वो e-sports का पीछे मैच चल रहा है.
the other split of Cerberus.
क्या हाल है यूवी, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम.
A dangerous and precarious rotation for them, but we'll see what this circle does. I mean, we're still in phase 1-2 portal, so that's something to note. As you said, T5 just now barely coming in to the north side.
We've seen Falcons have problems with that Palace bridge in the past.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, that's a.
Hey, he's fine. Calculate. Easy. Rest of T5 just a little bit behind, off to the west there, but they've got just all types of space to work with. Nobody on that north
Let's go
island,
for
as we
another
mentioned,
game.
with the exception of Falcons, although the Falcons
Let's
have
go.
high-end vehicles, so it looks like they are waiting for this circle to pop. And where will it go? Back down to the south, just as we all predicted.
Well, the Falcons.
Hoped, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, anything wonky at this point. Falcons will be able to play that northern ridge line, we'll see, but KDF also starting to make their way towards that spot as well. FW now are driving close to the compound where that duo that is left of Luna Galaxy are, and it looks like they're actually just going straight in for a crash.
Oh my!
But it's going to be a Panzer Six-Sax. No, he blew himself up.
That's not what you want to do with a Panzer Six-Pack. Okay. He is not allowed to carry the Panzerfaust anymore for FW. And to be fair, Luna Galaxy had one just ready and waiting for him just in case. But fortunately, Six-Ax did it to himself. But the grenade's still coming out here. Is Luna Galaxy going to hold off the charge as long as they can? And you see 17 just on the hillside off to the north. 4 AM also making that rotation nearby. Luna Galaxy just holding strong as long as they can. More utility coming out of FW. The smoke wall going to go down as it looks like they might be going in for the push. And Day Trade going to give them a little bit of a long-range help here.
Yeah, and the only reprieve is that the Day Trade has been kind of looking at this. Now the smokes are out, and so it looks like FW is trying to get that push. What a Panzer there coming out from Posa, immediately opens the door, and it's
सब चाहिए अपने को.
member, and so Luna at least Posa once again being the
अभी
anchor, the rock.
डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प आ गया, अब देखो क्या होता है.
FW never want to see another Panzer as long as they live. That was just brutal stuff from themselves and from Luna. And fortunately,
Lag कर रहा है बहुत.
good eyes on Posa, good awareness to know that their
do,
team was on that
do,
hilltop above them as soon as they dispatch
बड़ौदा to
to make
भोपाल.
sure that the push isn't coming
नहीं,
in from
भोपाल
17. So
to बड़ौदा to USA.
they will stay alive for now. 4 AM, they'll find a compound. A little bit of damage on Bobo, but he should be all right. Twist of mind, as you mentioned.
हाँ वैसे भी मान लो और क्या.
So much control over everything on that eastern side. Meanwhile, we saw Falcons were on the move, going to make their way across the bridge, but they took a couple of shots from Freaks and immediately pulled back. And as they pulled back, they may have run into Theraton 5, who have since pulled back as well. And it looks like they might be going out into the blue to come in from a different angle.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about when it comes to Falcons, but we're happy now.
क्या बनने खेल रहा है.
5 with 17. This seems to be a recurring theme here. For BGS 6, these two teams just cannot stay away from each other. Xiaozi now feeds the information to New Happy that 17 has crashed.
नहीं मैं कैरेक्टर कहाँ गया वो, पता नहीं, चल नहीं रहा है. कुछ इशू आया उसमें कैम में. पीसी रीस्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा शायद, ड्राइवर का कुछ इशू. ये शॉर्ट्स में देखने में ज़्यादा समझ में आ रहा है तुझे कि उसमें देखने में ज़्यादा समझ में आ रहा है, वो बता बस. डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प पता नहीं इमिग्रेंट्स और स्टूडेंट का वीज़ा सपोर्ट करता है. नहीं नहीं, उसने पिछली बार भी बहुत पेंडिंग रखा था ना, वही तो इशू था डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प का.
It's going to slow down because of the circle. It's going to slow down because of the fact that they should know that they can't dance around on this compound with complete freedom, because there's going to be teams rotating past them that would love to be able to third party this.
What? मैंने किसी को फॉलो नहीं किया क्या?
Shots through the windows. Everybody just
सैड लाइफ हो गया यार मेरा गाइस. सड़क पे कुछ गाड़ियाँ दिख रही हैं, वहीं से लेते हैं फटाफट।
Might provide a little bit of space for them to move around, but you still see Kwangdong Freaks off in the distance. They have to make their way inside of zone.
Yeah, the best part of 417 right now is that nobody is on the hill behind them. They still have that to work with, so they don't have to worry about the angle.
I did follow, guys.
Still, I mean, both teams being as active as possible, but yeah, like we thought, Paro, this has slowed down quite a bit. It's now looking at the rest of the map. Twisted Mind still just so much shots over T1 in the distance.
Kwangdong Freaks, as I said, we're off on the west, but now they've got their.
अगर आपसे ही बात करनी होती तो गेम प्ले वगैरह में ध्यान नहीं देता। नहीं, मैं समझा नहीं क्या बोल रहा है। अगर आप अपने को तो आपसे बात करनी, अच्छा अच्छा, मैं गेम प्ले की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं वर्टिकल स्ट्रीम की बात कर रहा हूँ। दिस लुकिंग गुड और नॉट? Come on, come on, come on.
How much ammo? Look at Little Ghost. He only has 56 reserve in that barrel, so I mean, the longer this fight drags on, I'm sure they can pick up some of these buildings, but you can kind of see the way that New Happy has been moving into that single one-story building. So the advantage maybe on 17's side, but still New Happy is holding those angles, cutting off.
पान पे नंबर 1 मिलेगा, चलो वहीं दौड़ लगाते गाइस। कम ऑन। एक आध गन नहीं है।
Looks like a full reset, but this is a huge opportunity for the Falcons from coming in so late on the north side on the other island to now with the opportunity to get one of the better positions now going into this next phase shift. It's going to be still a better position for them to move forward, but Luna Galaxy now dead center of the circle as the duo posts are really saving their game.
It's going to be a question of how well these teams surrounding Luna have scouted out that compound. Do they know what is waiting in there? It's only a duo. We'll see what happens. Cerberus, meanwhile, on that western edge. They're engaged in a fight with TDT, but Gen G now arriving from the south side to third party onto this. And you've also got Pathapong has actually just sent it towards the center of the circle, so he's managed to stay alive for Theraton 5 as the utility will come out from high mass. See if they can finish off what's left here.
Let's go, let's go.
This is going to be, I mean, this is such a crazy. These three teams so close to each other, but now we are moving back over here. It does look like there was an knockdown. Xiaobei will go down yet again. Goes holding the angle. He has to be huge. He doesn't even fall.
Okay, okay, वैसा है क्या? इसमें भूले बट के स्क्रॉलिंग वाली जन आ जाती है। वो स्क्रॉल करके निकल भी जाती है, राइट? बेटा में कहाँ से आना है? ब्रिज तो हो रहा। What this guy's doing?
Starts that rolling. Here's Gilman going to take a few shots in parting at New Happy, but they will survive.
मारू क्या उसको जाके? सोलो दिख रहा है, बुला रहा है वो। चलो भाई,
They've got everybody up. This could be a good turning game for them. Gen G, meanwhile, they have the high ground. They are right on the doorstep of the Freaks, and it looks like they've now figured it out, I think, at the initial knock.
You have to imagine here, all the teams in the Northwest are about to be embroiled into a bloodbath. You see Luna Galaxy still taking shots up on the hills, while Heaven will find Tosi. KDF will get the res onto Bean, and so, for all intents and purposes, KDF still fighting as well as they can, but New Happy now starting to come in on the right side.
Going to take a little shots from Day Trade, it looks like, and I love this from Luna Galaxy. Although they are down to a duo, still being very active, still shooting from that cross and making everybody afraid to try to push into there. As Nam will get the nice spray into Human, gets the next guy.
इसको बैकअप चाहिए, मेरे पास गन नहीं है।
Gen G with a well-placed grenade as New Happy comes in third party. Guangdong Freaks is down, and now Gen G is next on the menu for New Happy.
They finished that fight so fast that there really wasn't any time to recover and really make the push up. As you see Mortars now coming in, Bobo is going to find the grenade onto Snakers. And Twisted Minds now about to get involved, and I'll tell you right now, the record between Twisted and Falcons this event has not been in Falcons' favor at all.
Pretty one-sided so far here, as Flood will just tank the blue zone grenade for the time being. See if he can maybe get Snakers. Now Snakers is just going to go down to it, so Bobo will secure that point for 4 a.m. Twisted Minds, as he said, came over the top, but they are not going to extend overly. They want to make sure that they can just kind of third-party everything here. Rello with a nice spray on a Zepion, though, as Falcons, they might be in a bad spot, but they have a beautiful spread as Roth and Flood and Rello will all combine to contribute to get some more points here as the Falcons fight for their life. And Twisted Minds will now go down to Roth as well.
And so this is what we were worried about, Twisted Minds getting involved, but a nice knock. Roth does slow things down. Still 3 members up, though, as Twisted starting to make this push forward. And now New Happy Esports, why not? They're going to get involved as Rello and Roth will take out both HSMM and Perfectix.
I mentioned the Twisted Minds. They had that hilltops angle onto Falcons, and they weren't overextending, but then they sent Perfectix in and end up paying the price for it as FaZe will finish off Day Trade Gaming on the south side. FaZe down to 3, but they've got a lot of real estate to work with. TSM, though, now sending it into this direction of Falcons. Gen G has arrived in the Luna Galaxy compound. TSM now arriving in the Luna Galaxy compound. It's a 3-way fight for the compound, and Falcons still fighting for their lives.
And meanwhile, FaZe have taken complete control of the south side of the circle. They've realized what's happening. All these teams being condemned.
Where is the enemy?
Being forced to example will take care of Ming Ming as they start to try to make their rotation in from the north. Now Falcons just down to 2. There is no way that they will get up right. At least currently it looks like. And then you still have the solo of ZYU all the way on the west side. But that compound is going to be insane now that TSM
Mark.
now they are the ones to gatekeep the other 2 teams of Luna and Gen G.
Twisted Minds tunneling down onto Falcons and New Happy for good reason, but that means that they don't see their backsides. They don't see that Fex has made his way over. Join him as well, and he's going to get the knock on the Batulins. Lou will get the knock on Rello. Flood now the last player left alive. He survive and get a few more points as FaZe over the top to take down Twisted Minds.
FaZe can't overcommit to this. Look at their split. They are so damage, and they'll make sure that Twisted at least incurs some damage here. But like you said, it's just going to be down to Flood, currently trying to hold off the 2 members of Twisted Minds. Meanwhile, that fight's still happening in the compound. Kraken will fall to Barco.
He's going to get pushed as well. So
No way.
Luna Galaxy, although Gen G and TSM still inside that
Come back up.
At any moment here, Lou. Flood will finish. Rello still has not been flushed out, so it's a possibility that Falcons can get back up to 2 strong here.
हमारा बंदा भाग गया। Nice. बट उसके लिए मेहनत घिस के करनी पड़ी। किसके लिए? मेरा तो एक ही ड्रीम है कि 100 करोड़ मेरे पास और एक मस्त अपनी खुद की सोसाइटी बनाऊं जिसमें सिर्फ मेरे हाँ जमीन खरीद के बना लो, जेबी मार के। खेत हो तो बढ़िया है, मजे आ जाएंगे लाइफ में।
Again, a heat seeker coming in from him, and Batulins will finish him out. but FaZe just recognizing that they didn't need to over-aggress. They have so much control. If they lost one there, that could have been a disaster. And now Relo, the last member alive, Lou will find him. What a tournament this has been so far for Lou, man.
Showing out in a big way for his squad as they manage to keep 3 alive. They finish off the Falcons before the blue zone has arrived. And Corexi now, the only FaZe player still really over in their direction. He is hiding amongst the care package.
दूसरा लगाते हैं guys, ये वाला मैप नहीं खेलना.
Trying to flush out the last player from New
और आधी जिंदगी चली जाएगी.
But they've got all types of utility. They're going to find him.
ऐश करो चाचा, निकल जाओ बाहर फटाक से, दुनिया घूमो.
For TSM, but they managed to keep everybody, at least 2
मजे
players
हैं.
alive here.
That's unfortunate, though. You kind of saw Kurt's reaction. He's like, definitely lost one where it wasn't necessary. But still, as you said, 2 members alive. TSM
come on.
with room to work with. So it's not over yet, but again, FaZe just an ungodly amount of control in this circle. As you stated,
ऊपर वाली चैट भी मिस हो गई. कौन सी वाली?
Batulin's gonna go down to Gustav.
मेरा ऐसा रूम है, मेरा ड्रीम है पर्सनल. इट्स ऑनलाइन फोटो वाला रूम बट बेड थोड़ा बड़ा चाहिए. अच्छा, ऐसे ही रूम का चाहिए क्या? देखो जैसा रूम बनाना है ना, तो सबसे पहले रियलमी के 2 LED वाले बल्ब लेके आओ, मल्टी कलर. पहले ये लाइटें लगाओ सबसे पहले, आधा रूम तुम्हारा वही हो जाएगा. समझ रहे हो?
Yeah, this is going to be exactly what he needs. MG3 in hand. Why not? Just go. No. Batulin's will find him.
Oh, that was a worst case scenario for FaZe.
करो guys.
Spotted him, but just a half second too late. And Batulin's takes advantage, but TSM still taking shots over the top.
Like.
Will be the one that gets the knock into Purdy. Curdy, though, will flush out the kill as well. Collect their 9th kill, their 9th point. 6 in the bag for James. Can he get some more?
Without lights, professional light, color only. What? UV के लिए no comments. मल्टी कलर नहीं चाहिए. अच्छा अच्छा, वॉर्म वाइट लगा हुआ.
Try not to flash yourself if you can, but he is just spamming these things right now. He does spot out Luke, moving in the high grass. He's just how many flashes? Look at him, he's laughing. You can see the smile on his face.
यार वो नीचे भाग गया.
And FaZe gets their 2nd win of the day.
Oh, I asked Toby yesterday, what phase are we going to see? And
यार वो भाग रहे हैं हम लोग.
It seems like this one has landed exactly where it needed to be. Heads, tails, doesn't matter. FaZe is playing lights out today in the 2nd day.
तू ले ले भाई, तू लूट ले ले.
They keep adding points and they keep adding teams into the contention as we were down to 5. I believe FaZe might make it 6.
मतलब हद होती है यार.
Set us up for our final 2 games on Miramar.
लो भाई, स्मोक से मारो बंदे. लग गया उसके. तू फंसा दे मुझे, अजीब आदमी.
Well, FaZe get themselves another victory. Pop it in off. Gustav, you impressed with that? You like that?
यार ये पुश और आ रहा है इनका. ये पहले नॉक हो गया.
well.
I know.
Why does he get the kill? He pans the two guys. Oh, I don't know, man. Hey, you're playing like a demon. He's crazy. He's having fun.
Dude, it is. I don't know what's going on with him, dude. He is just like, apparently whatever happened in the group stage just really and he's in the whole lobby.
Yeah, they're loving this one. They are loving this one. They are on fire right now. Imagine, right? One day in the group, and then all of a sudden, you're like,
अरे यार ये एकदम ही क्लोज था स्मोक में
No big deal.
गुड गेम
Handle it. This was a pretty hard circle to handle.
निकाल दिया था नहीं तो
The later stages of it, not a lot of cover to had, but well
और बताओ क्या चल रहा है
got a high ground position.
बढ़िया लाइफ में सेट है
And that's what's leading to all of this edge firefighting is because everybody's realizing there's just nowhere to go in the circle. So 3-4-way firefights galore just going to start breaking out, most notably due to the control areas that we have. It's going to be Twisted Minds in the east, and it's going to be Luna Galaxy holding down the compound pretty close to center circle.
एक काम करता हूँ उसका थोड़ा प्रोफाइल चेंज करने की कोशिश करता हूँ लाइक
It is such a problem, right? Like the fact that this circle shifts south has that hail still available to them. You've just got to play for kind of scraps wherever you can. I was arguing that for all intents and purposes towards the end, between TSM and Twisted Minds, you should be denying points. But with FaZe now breaching into this top group as well, you should technically be denying them points.
I mean, FaZe, you're getting a ton of wins, you're getting a ton of kills. Do you really need to flash the last player that is up 36 times before you make sure to kill him?
He's never going to see again.
That felt so hard to watch because he was just like, just throwing the whole time. He was, after throwing 4, he was like, no, wait, guys, I got 2 more. Let's make sure we really get this one.
Yeah, he's legally blind now, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah. What are you going to do?
Oh, dear me. Yeah, and so, not looking as good for Cerberus there. They were all smiles before in the past 2 games, but not so much in this one.
This is like one of the few times we haven't seen them
अब आएगा ना मजा पीड़ू
totals, right? Finally kind of breaking out of that one. Not necessarily the best for him. Wasn't the worst game, but I mean, they're still in a good position, but that's kind of interesting. You'd think that Cerberus would still be just doing really good right now.
Well, there you go. That is another win for the FaZe boys here. What a turnaround for them. 12 kills go their way with a 1.9k damage. New Happy again. It feels like as much
एक आर्केड जा रहा हूँ मैं खेलने
2 wins, but really not much beyond that. Today, New Happy getting
Coming
quite
in
bit
a
more.
minute.
It feels like they went away yesterday, kind of fixed some of the little jolts that they need to kind of make a difference with. So it's a good time for New Happy, okay.
Meanwhile, the other two in Twisted and TSM just consistency, right? Later stages of the game, getting kills, not letting anybody run away with it while we do have FaZe that's just kind of steamrolling back behind this, just picking up points and points and points. The top of the leaderboard is kind of settled down a bit, but I wouldn't count that out yet. We know that we're going to be going into Miramar. That just means the fact that a lot of very close range rotation is going to be big.
Almost 1,000 damage coming out from Jeans as well here for this one.
I just have to know at this point, like, what's his preparation for any, like, every single day whenever he's coming in? He's just got to be absolutely tearing it apart.
Are you really asking?
No, because I know what it is. You can probably check out his social. He'll be sure to tell you.
He's coming in on fire, is Jeans, in these past couple of days. It's going to be 6 kills as well as almost 1k damage here for Jeans. It feels to me, as much as this isn't the case, but it's like the carefree PUBG thing that I was talking about from Theron 5 as well as Twisted Minds. He's just coming in and absolutely rinsing in some of these games.
And like the guys, all of them are just smiles, having fun, just like you can see that like the entire team mentality is just kind of feeding off the chaos of whatever's going on right now.
Yeah,
they're loving it.
I'm gonna be real. I almost have to stop them from trying to kind of sneak into the analysis segments here. I mean, I couldn't stop Goose.
I mean, we have that should
just want to just like rib on us and do whatever they want to do.
We're like, just keep on talking about how good I am a little bit longer.
Well, the overall leaderboard against that pack, but 77 points for FaZe Clan means, hey, I mean, they've already started off well today. They could get another win. Is that we and the EMEA, and they will gain some of these kills. Now, placements here for FaZe, so they're
but look at the difference on placement points overall whenever we're looking. I mean, 7, 6, 8. Twisted Minds. This stage is pretty surprising. Twisted usually makes it in the late game, except for this. Twisted Minds, and it's intriguing.
That is the issue, right? It's a however, they're going to get a lot of
They will pick up
today. Scenarios is right now. I don't think we've quite seen
the style difference, right? Whenever you look at it, Twisted up. Whenever they get control over an area, it's about a 200-meter area. It just feels like you can't come close to touching. And I would say that TSM's best play is probably in that 150 to 100-meter range, or even getting closer than that. And so I'd like to see them kind of jockey against each other at some point this tournament.
All right, well, we're going to go to a short break here, ladies and gentlemen, for PGS 6 when we return. I really wish I had a hand mic and just, like, attack these players as they're going past. Maybe one day, maybe one day. But for now, we're going to that break. When we return, we have 2 more games remaining today.
Have you ever imagined your dream life? We all have, but living that desired life in reality is a different story. If you could become a god and do anything you wanted, what choices would you make? If you've ever entertained fantastical thoughts like these, we want to introduce to you a world where you can create your dream